Pollard, Joy Martin, and we are with Jordan Chill City Moore. And we are like more than more, pardon the pun, and, blessed to have him on Meet Me in the Middle. He's just a fascinating guy, and I just want everybody to know him. I want everybody to just, click and like and follow, and I just want everybody to be in this guy's presence. He's just like blessing us today. Lindsay said we've been at church this afternoon. So Jordan, I just want you to tell us a little bit. You have so many facets. So I'm trying to figure out where to start here. But you do spoken word.
Yes, ma'am.
Spoken word, all that kind of stuff. But we wanted to talk about your spoken word side of you. You got hats all over the place, and you're the most multifaceted 28-year-old I think I've ever met. And you're so kind. I just want to thank you for that. You're very polite and kind, and I really appreciate that. You don't see that all the time, and that means a lot. I just want to say, well done to your mama. Please tell her.
I'll tell her too. I definitely tell her.
Because mamas always have something to do with all this. I know that a fact. But anyway, and I know God had a whole lot to do with anointing you in a special way and blessing you. But talk to us a little bit about your new project coming up, and what you're doing with spoken word. And then I want to hear some stuff about one of your spoken word pieces that you did on the steps of the courthouse. You can tell some of that story. So anyway, launch in there.
Okay. So I'll dive into the new song release. As you mentioned, I'm multifaceted with my music. So it ranges from spoken word to hip hop to R&B to jazz, to techno, to pop, to G-funk. I never want to get labeled as just a hip-hop artist or just a spoken word artist or just a R&B artist, because I want calls from everywhere. I don't want the only person or the only venue calling me just to be R&B venues or hip-hop venues. So I've learned early to utilize the talents. I started off singing in the church, just like a lot of artists, and I've always loved to write. That's one thing that I found out about myself early. I used to always, like, all the way back to elementary school, I used to always write stories, and it used to be like, horror stories and then funny stories, which later on I found out there were, narrative stories and descriptive stories and, explanatory stories and stuff like that. And it wasn't until I was at A&M. It was my freshman year at A&M, and I was taking a intro English course. And I forgot my professor's name, but she wanted us to write a descriptive narrative. And I wrote a story about me and one of my childhood friends. And when I got my paper back, I noticed it was like wet marks on the paper. And I had an A, and I was like, man, like, what is this? And I took it back up there. She like, Jordan, like, your story had me like crying, like laughing, like that bad. And, it was really kind of at that point, I was like, okay, I got a good knack for this. So it wasn't until I did my first spoken word piece. It was at Calhoun Community College. I had left A&M. This was around the time my mom had got diagnosed with multiple sclerosis.
Right.
And I was attending A&M, and it was my sociology professor. His name was Dr. Asikiato. Okay. And I wrote an essay talking about the micro and the macro aspects of economics. And I guess I did a real good job, and Calhoun was having a talent show. And he was like, man, Jordan, you should go up there and read your essay as a spoken word piece. And I guess it was that good to him. And I was like, no, at that time I'm thinking spoken word is, this all, and beyond the stars and, stuff like that. So I was like, no. Yeah. And so, I went up there and did it. And of course it was horrible, but, they kind of started building confidence and, just performing. And,
right.
Plus I had the background of singing at church. So that, helped as well. But, so I have a new song coming out that's called Real Eyes, Real Eyes, and it's on the pop hip hop and R&B side of things. And, you know, this song is really, you know, kind of geared towards, you know, it's a dance tune, especially during this time with the coronavirus being as prevalent as it is and people being, you know, as sluggish or as depressed. It's something to, you know, kind of get everybody up and dancing on their feet. But at the same time, I want there to be a underlying message within my music. That's a positive message, or at least it's inspiring to wakes people up or motivates people to be, you know, I'm about to get on my business, or, you know, maybe I do need to keep a mindful of, you know, the certain type of people that may come into my life now that I'm becoming more successful. So, you know, with this song, which is entitled Real Eyes, Realize, it mentions, you know, things just like that with, you know, be about your business. That don't mean that you cold, you know, just because you are about your business. That don't mean you're a mean person. That just means you're about your business. Right. Be aware of, you know, if you're male, females, you know, coming out of the blue because now you have this certain type of status, or, you know, people in general that want to work with you now, that didn't want to work with you while you were still struggling before you had the clout. And so, you know, like I said, I wanted to always have some type of underlying meaning to where I can get people to that aha moment. Like, man, you know what? That makes sense. And I got it through music. Like I said, music is a universal language. If it's one way that you want to touch people or influence a person, music and food, And I mean, and that is so real. And I've seen it happen time and time again with, yeah, exactly. Yeah. But going on to the spoken word that I did at the courthouse, it was actually funny how that happened. Divine intervention once again. So, I had talked with the United Women's of Color that you know have their organization here in Huntsville, Alabama.
Yes. And we got to talk about that sometime too. But yeah, go ahead.
Okay. And I had messaged them and I was like, you know, hey, this event is coming up. I have a spoken word piece called Divine Intervention, which I think would fit perfectly with the whole grand scheme of things.
Right.
And I sent them, you know, a list of some of the verbiage that I use in there because I want them to know that it's clean content. I have content that you can view if you want to look at it to see if you're okay with it. I'm okay with it because, you know, everything is not for everyone. And I'm fine with that. I accept that. And she said, you know what, hey, that's a great idea. Give me your number. You know, if we're able to, bada boom, bada bam, you can do it. I'm like, cool. I was going to go anyway. And so I ended up going, and someone had backed out of the lineup who are going to speak. And before that, like something in me was like, man, Jordan, just be prepared. Something was just telling me that. And I'm not saying this to, you know, brag or nothing like that. But as we spoke, you know, God will put something in you, you know, every single time. And, you know, something was just like, man, you know, Jordan, just be prepared. Just be ready. And lo and behold, I got a text saying, hey, boom, can you ba 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 ba? And I'm like, yes. So I'm thinking that, you know, I was going to do it at the very beginning. And I think it was Tony Terrell and Dr. Reverend Julius Scruggs from First Missionary Baptist right off Blue Spring. They did, you know, the first half. And then we ended up marching down to the courthouse. And they was like, okay, well, you're going to do your piece on the steps of the courthouse. So I'm up there and y'all, like, it was such an honor because, you know, I used to teach. So I've seen, you know, Reverend Julius Scruggs, you know, and Dr. Cote, but never like really got close with him like that. So I'm sitting up there on the steps of the courthouse and I'm sitting in a chair and, you know, like all eyes on us. And yeah, it happened just like that. And I got up there and I think it was one of those, the community, God set it up to a point to where the community needed to hear that poem at that time.
Right.
Man, like I was so honored, man. I was humbled at the same time because that's a huge responsibility. Like you're used as a tool, or you're used as a mouthpiece to speak to an entire community. Like, come on, man. Yeah. Like that's to me, and that may not be huge to nobody else, but to me, that is huge, and that's an honor. That's a, you know, it's one thing that I always set out to do. A lot of people ask me, like, Jordan, hey, do you ever get nervous before you perform? Yeah, all the time. But it gets to a point to where I focus in on three things: is I'm representing myself, I'm representing my family, and then most importantly, I'm representing God. So with that being said, like that gives me all the motivation that I need to go out there and I'm about to kill it.
Yeah. Yeah, I love it. Okay, so oh my goodness, I love you said because I believe God. You spoke something that God told us. He said, be ready to give an answer for the hope that is in you. And that's exactly what you're living out. You're being ready. And the other thing you said I'm gonna pull out is with the blessing or with the gifts that we've been given, yes, some people may be jealous of it, but what people really need to know too is that is a privilege as well as a responsibility. And we carry a responsibility to to be that vessel, to be that mouthpiece, to use those gifts in a way that, that honor God and bless people. So, there's a twofold thing that we carry with that. And I think that's what keeps me humble, keeps us humble about it. But tell us how to, before you do your spoken word, the divine intervention one, the one you did on the courthouse, tell us the different places we can find you online. Tell everybody.
Okay. So if you want to find any of my music, you can go on any music streaming platform. That's Apple Music, YouTube, Spotify, the whole 9 yards. It's #Chill City, and it's all one word. Okay. And you want to make sure you put the hashtag in front of Chill City. So it's #Chill City. Okay. If you want to find me on Instagram, which I put between that and Facebook, on Instagram you can follow me at The Official Chill City. Okay. And it's TheOfficialChillCity. The Official Chill City. Okay. And on Facebook, you can find me at Jordan Chill City Moore. Okay. All right. Because I'll link all that, everybody, into the description somewhere along the way. Okay. Facebook is Jordan Chill City Moore. I got that. Okay. So you're on all the music, like iTunes, Spotify, da-da-da. And then Instagram, The Official Chill City. Yes, ma'am. Jordan Chill City. Look at you say yes, ma'am. It's respect, and trust me, if my mom heard me just saying yeah or something, man, she'd be like, "What you say?" See, I told you, Joy. I told you. All right, so bless us, brother. Bless us as we leave this last segment. Man, this is the fourth. Is this the fourth segment? Fourth segment. Yes. Yeah. And they're so full. So y'all, please make sure you see all of them. There's a of 4 that we did with Jordan. So you can't miss one because they all kind of build on his life. Yeah. Mercy, right. There's so much to learn. Like I said, we could come back in 6 months and, do a whole lot. But, bless us with that as we end up this last segment. Sure. And it's an honor. So this piece is a spoken word piece called Divine Intervention. Okay. First off, Nam-myoho Renge Kyo. Now that's good vibes to all, and that's even the jokes. Now I got a lot of people close that want to see me broke, but still I rise, Maya Angelou without the hot comb, and I quote, "He who knows something, he knows nothing at all. Between the walls of it all, I just stand tall. So why not crown me king like a lightly used soliloquy? Wannabes get looked over. It's confidence. Stand like a king or they'll fold you. Composure. Make sure it's showing your shoulders. Bad intentions. Snakes in the grass, they hissing. They want you missing. Behind your back, they steadily dissing, but just keep living. And you'll grow to understand that their insecurities ain't really your problem, but it's cute though. How they act just like a child. Don't be naive about it because they plotting to put you out. Now, it's been plenty of times they mastermind and lied, brought in another body just so they can try to bring intimidation. Look in their face and don't break it. Watch their arms cross. That's how you know that they faking, man. Just be patient and keep your words to a minimum. Slight aggression shown is detrimental. This critical be pivotal. I mean, it's chestnut checkers. They claim spiritual. But show no records and lessons, I mean, it's pitiful. Your confidence got their tails took, not for sale, huh? Direct threat to their health, huh? SOL, huh? Cause I bow down to no man. Understand intelligence is in this man. And I'm feeling quite blessed, frankly. They wanted to see me ghost, but I popped up like Franklin. Now I can't lie like I'm sitting up here counting up Franklins, but I see the bigger picture like the turtle named Franklin, a messy conscience they brew. Not my fault, that's what their life be. Metaphysical means to an end means you're not like me. Morally stating you've been lying, you're on thin ice, see disaster in your future, but then again, what can I see? It's karma though. Universal law, they call it. Like thermodynamics transferring all they tragic. I'm like, silly rabbit. You should trade your tricks for carrots. Did it like magic. Now watch they face go tragic. It's like they forced my habit. Cause it's time and time again. It start off as pretend, then true nature kicks in. What a sin. They force themselves to resent me. But greater is he that is in me, so I be wiser than a serpent. Gentle as a dove. I'm talking sweet as a red apple, more quiet than a nun, cause premature preliminary predecessors, protective of a pinnacle piece provided if they play dumb. I'm saying integrity before money. If it's really that bad, then you better off bummy, slummy. It's what they character be. So what to Pearl Jones, finally I found me, but what a curse. Even if it's all a blessing, provided this lesson just show you how the word neglects it. But here's the lesson. Your ripping time is fine. Understand it's time. And when it's time, man, it's time. Because I'm sticking out like Moses now. What's my crime? Not as dumb as you thought. My sober mind, Pinocchio. Andy Woody, inanimate is old. It kid off Jimmy the Cricket, locked up Geppetto. Constantly confusing character carelessly without courtesy to me to even offer rebuttal. They call him private huddles. Don't speak no words and don't mumble. Keep yourself at peace. Enjoy your rains and thunders. Don't feel outnumbered. Stick to your guns because they busting. Without cussing, watch how your classiness bust them. They fear you up to something. Before long, they come rushing. That's when you call check because checkmate the next thing coming. Peace. Chill City.
Close us out. That's awesome. Close us out. I said, close us out, sister.
Oh.
I don't have.
Oh my goodness. She said she don't have no words, Jordan. Oh my goodness. So you have just royally blessed us, Jordan. Thank you so much. It has been such a pleasure to have you on Meet Me in the Middle. For all of you that have chimed in to Meet Me in the Middle, watch all 4 because this dude is on point. He is a powerful young man.
Yes.
Like his mama said, he is destined for greatness.
Yes.
So until next time, we are signing out. Meet Me in the Middle. Bye, Joy. Bye, Jordan.
Peace, Auntie Joy and Auntie Lindsay.
And everybody, please stay safe till we're all back together again and can hug each other real good and real long. I miss that so much, but until then, stay safe. Let's pray through this and, get her done and move on, okay?
Thank y'all for having me.
Take care.
Honestly, thank y'all.
You're awesome. Thank you.
Your team.
All right.
All right.